शरणागति शरणागति परना शरणागति.
Evolve to the place of awareness is one way of saying it. But awareness is what's always here. It's what's always here. But it seems somehow that it's hidden from itself because it started to go out. It started to proceed. And as soon as it started to proceed, it had to go in a direction to extend itself. And as the further it extended itself, it became manifest in grosser and grosser and grosser states and conditions. The grossest state, I would say, of the awareness in the human form is to believe that it's just human being, Homo sapien, body-mind functioning and the conditioning that happened to it. Because underneath this, what is the most constant is the pure awareness. Behind the facade of the person is the feeling of the I am, the kind of weakness, which is the most stable part of the feeling of being. Then behind even the feeling of being is that pure absolute awareness, self, what I call like that. So the whole point, in my view, is for the human being to return, so to speak, through the journey of introspection, spiritual practice, or whatever we want to call it, to recognize and be their original self. Because from the point of the conscious, to be conscious of your awareness, to be conscious of who you are, then you will see that then only you can see that the world, or the layers of conditioning, body, mind, the fears, all of this, that is dream. You will see that. You will not just believe that. You will not think that or imagine. You will not have any doubts about it. You will see it clearly, and you will see that you will have come to a place where the unfolding of the universe, including what is happening, because this is not separate from the universe, the movement of this, that all of that is happening within the bubble of consciousness. And somehow you still feel your dynamic existence and the feeling, the taste of separateness inside this form, inside this body. But behind this, there'll be a greater understanding, a greater knowing, not an intellectual knowing, an immediate knowing that you're not this at the same time. You're not beating this and denying this and cursing this. There's no cynicism about this. In fact, this is understood in a purer way. And it can have its contrast. There can still be yes and no and maybes and laughter and cries and fights and all of these things can happen, but it's understood that it is coming out of that play, the dynamic play of consciousness. And that in a way it's never fixed, it's never still. And it was just like I was saying inside, because I was just talking to someone just now, and I was saying that people speak as though their emotions are fixed. But for me, the person and the emotions are like looking at the sky. And the sky is always moving, there's always change. At any period, you can look at the sky and photograph it, it will be different. And yet at the same time, throughout all the changeful expressions of the sky, you still know it is sky. You see? Now, that knowledge that it is sky is greater than all the changefulness of sky. And in the same way, I'm saying that you know that there's a side, an aspect of your being which is like the sky. It's always changeful. Your thoughts, your feelings, moods, your dreams, aspirations, the way you think of yourself is like your sky. It's like the sky. It's always moving. But there's something which is not moving. It's like your real being. And in front of it, like I say, the sky, your sky being. But your cloud being, your rainbow being, your sun and moon being and stars being, this seems always to be changing. So when a person only look and see changefulness in the sky and don't see the unchangefulness, then I say that they are in chaos and they will never find the stability. What they are seeing and what they are feeling is always changeful. But when they understand the unchanging, and that is the permanence of the sky, is that which is unchanging, and what is changeful is only its dynamic expression, then real understanding comes. Then peace comes. You see, because you've realized your eternity. No cloud is eternal. Not even stars are eternal. The rain is not eternal. The wind is not eternal. The typhoon is not eternal. Thunder and lightning, nothing is eternal. Even the sun is not eternal. But the sky is eternal. It's like how we speak. Nothing of what you see that you can perceive of your emotions, your memory, what you believe, what you think of yourself, what you think of the world, all of that is constantly in change. You cannot keep it. Even if you're a great yogi, you cannot keep the same view because it doesn't belong to you. It belongs to life, and life changes. Even the sense of yourself, you know, you may have a certain fashion that you really like. Like one time I really liked Afro style. Wow. Can you keep it? It's bound to change. And you're changing also. You're glad it changed. So it's like wisdom is that which is not trying to solidify what is by nature changeful. To accept that change is also beautiful and natural. Can you imagine if things did not change in the manifest world? Suppose you could not change. You had the same thought over and over again. You had the same face all the time. It's just suffocating. But something in you is not part of that change. But the witnessing of the change is taking place. That's what I'm talking. So for me, in just this statement, all your answers are going to emanate out of that understanding. There's nothing in the dynamic world that you can fix, you can stabilize. And so if you accept this, there's a great freedom about it. But until you look from the point of awareness, your eyes won't see the truth. Nothing is stable. When we don't know that which is stable, then we are trying to make stable what is by nature changeful. When you know that which is naturally unchanging, then you can enjoy the changeful. You will not try to interfere. You will not try to suffocate and arrest what is by nature in its natural release, naturally changeful.
How do I do, Mooji, to recognize it now? Because when I look inside, what I can see is like movement like this.
Yes.
Did you see it?
Yes. The movement also is not stable. You're seeing that. Don't read that. Don't identify with that. Because if you identify with that, you'll be disappointed. You cannot, in fact, because in a short time it's changing by itself. So anything that you can see, because what happened is that the mind is searching for something that it can recognize.
So what's happening is like in mind, at least in the point I am now, like the identification is so fast. Because what's going on is like, I can see all this happening. And like, the past days, like not pleasant. A little before was pleasant, and but that's the thing. I see it all passing, but I don't know. I just see it.
Let it pass.
It's nothing stable gonna arrive.
No, stable cannot arrive. It's there, it's there. It's already there, it's already in place. Eternally it's there. You're watching the waves coming and going. Watching the waves coming and going. But something is still looking in the region of waves for something that is not wave. It's like you're trying to find something still in the waves. But that's not the way. In the first, you are the stillness itself. But you keep holding on to an identity about yourself based upon the memory of previous waves. It's like we have a kind of a self-image or a photograph psychically of who we are. And we keep on measuring ourselves against the changeful. And so it's tiring because you cannot make it stay, because it's not about that. It's never about that. It's never about trying to develop something so well that it just stays put. It cannot. You are the one who is witnessing it. You have nothing to develop. You have nothing to develop. For a while, the illusion of development is part of the story of consciousness, part of the unfolding play of the consciousness that is trying to recognize itself. But at a certain point, it breaks into a bit of laughter at its own, scheme. That actually, I'm trying so much just to be what I already am. But for a while, it doesn't recognize that it is already this, because it's looking at things from the position of the mind, and the mind is always practicing to become something. From the position of the mind, progression works, practice works, and it does work for some things. But everything you practice and do belongs inside that dream. It's okay. Belongs inside this dream. And there's an evolution in this dream, meaning that you're leaving aside so many things that weigh you down. So all of this refining, moving from the different gunas, from the lower gunas to the higher gunas, is all inside that dream. Whereas awareness is not evolving. Speak to me about it. Just be honest and speak to me from the place you say you want to come to that final place of being. Well, I thought this is what you say you want.
Yeah.
That you want to come to that stable place, that stable consciousness, which is not struggling against the forces of nature, the forces, it's untouched.
We have this desire to come to a place of complete peace.
Yes.
And it's as if this is all these feelings cannot happen, or these desires, or this, they cannot happen, because if they
No,
happen,
they
there's
can
no
they can
peace.
appear, but their appearance is not a happening. It's not registered as a happening anymore. Something can appear, but the appearance of something is not sufficient evidence of its factuality. You see, many things appear, but when you say that they happen, they're real or something, you decide their reality actually. Their reality depends upon your identity with them, your interest, how meaningful they are to you. And you will interpret and give them, award them levels of reality depending upon how much you're identified with the body. Supposing I were to say to you that right now, that just for a moment, that you leave, because even this desire, you say, I desire to be in a place where the consciousness is stable and I'm not suffering from all these different things anymore. But this desire also come and go. Sometimes it's not there at all. You're not interested in it at all. And so if reaching that place of stable beingness depends upon your desire to be there, and the desire is not even stable. Desire come and go. So one moment you really want to be there, another moment you don't want to be there. So if you can see that even this desire to be what you are is also unreal. There's something already here which is not the outcome of a desire or a broken dream, but both desire and broken dreams are seen in it. Sometimes we want freedom when we feel very tortured and emotionally a wreck. Then I want liberation. Then in that moment you seem to be open, and a space is felt within yourself, and oh, thank you. But shortly after, your mind returns again to the place which causes trouble again. And then you say, oh, but I lost it. But the fact is that you divided yourself through the mind. It's not real, because your real self cannot be divided. But somehow you have the power to appear divided. And this division is part of the way in which we can perceive the world of time and change and relationship and so on like this. If you understand this, it's not a painful realization. It's not that, oh, if you discover this, you're going to really have a great loss or something. It's not going to have a great loss. It's just be a great unburdening and a great freedom, actually, to see things see things clearly. Because if you search for something with the mind, sometimes the mind cannot bear the purity of the self. If you're searching and discovering from the place of the mind, you came to peace. After a while, the mind is tired of peace. It wants a bit of trouble, a bit of mischief. If you're searching as the mind itself. If you're looking without this identity, in which even your sense of personality is known to you, which it obviously is, because we can talk about ourselves, our likes and dislikes, and our preferences and projections and so on. So this is the kind of composition, the composite self, and that cannot be what you are. It's just what you're used to associating with. But actually, without this association, you're perfect. When you're aware consciously of your eternal perfection, your infinite being, then you can enjoy the sense of the imperfect, if you want to say that, the diverse changefulness. You can do it because it won't harm you.
Sometimes I have the impression that but if I think about it, it's like I cannot think about anything.
If you think about what?
Sometimes I have this sensation that it's just simple as life.
It's simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's as if, as you say, it's just, but then I think about it, and then it becomes complicated.
No, that's not true. You think about it, then it becomes complicated. It's just another thought you have about that. It's not true. You can think about anything, and it doesn't necessarily pollute your consciousness, unless you think that it does. I want to say this again, because many people say, it was fine, but then if I speak it, it becomes something dirty. I say it's not true. You're putting too much importance on speech and thought. It's nothing at all. The thought, if you understand, then actually millions of thoughts can come and don't have any impact on you. But if you say, wow, I've got to not think, there are some beings, if you tell them don't think, they can stop it actually. They understand completely in the correct way what that is for them, and somehow something stops. But for most people, they have got a very antagonistic mind. So if you say don't, the mind goes, yeah, it's going to rebel. So I'm inclined to not say, don't do this and do this. I said, no, because our conditioning somehow reacts very, very badly against rules. So I said, let everything happen. But, you don't identify with it. So the one who is earnest enough will understand what this means. When I say that, I don't mean indulge everything, go on, indulge. No, I said, ignore it. Let it be there.
பரமுகோ என்னால் தாளாதையா ஸ்ரீரமண शरणागति शरणागति